So here I have drawn the picture of a right circular cylinder with a height 10 meter and radius 4 meter. And we are told that the water leaks out at a rate of 1 by 10 h meter cube per minute. So this is represented as dV over dt because the volume of the right circular cylinder or the volume of the water changes every minute at the rate of 1 by 10 h meter cube per minute. I have put a negative since the water is leaking out, that is, the water is decreasing. And we have to determine the rate at which the height is changing when height equals to 5 meter. So first, let's write down the formula for volume of a right circular cylinder, which is V equals pi r squared h. And I'm going to differentiate both sides with respect to time. So when I do that, I get dV over dt equals pi is a constant as well as radius is also constant because it does not vary, only the height is changing. So we consider pi r squared as constant, which means when we use the constant multiple rule of differentiation, we just keep the constant as it is and multiply with the derivative of the variable which is changing. So here the height is changing, so derivative of h with respect to time is dh over dt. Now this implies we can replace the value of dV over dt as this value. So when I do that, I get negative 1/10 h equals pi times of, we replace r squared by 4. So therefore this becomes 4 quantity squared times of dh over dt. We then have to solve for this dh over dt. We can also replace the value of h at that instant. That is, height equals 5 meter. We have to replace. So in the next step, I can replace this as a negative 1/10 times of height is replaced as 5, and this equals pi times of 4 squared is 16. So therefore this becomes 16 times of dh over dt. Now I'm going to divide both sides by this quantity, that is 16 pi, so that I can have only dh over dt on the left side. And when I do that, before that, let me do the simplification. So this is cancelled as 2 times. So basically we have negative 1, 2, that is half, divided by 16 pi. This gives dh over dt. So we can simplify this as dh over dt equals negative 1 over 32 pi. So this is the rate at which the height is changing. And when we approximate this to decimal, to two decimal places, this is approximately equivalent to 0.01 meter per minute. So therefore, we say that the height is changing at the rate of negative 1 by 32 pi, or we can say that the negative indicates that it is decreasing. So it is decreasing at a rate of 1 by 32 pi or 0.01 meter per minute.